Hello everyone, Mr. Happy here, and in this video we're going to be covering some of the details that came out of Final Fantasy XV's most recent ATR, that is Active Time Report, on February 2nd. This details certain things regarding Episode Gladio, Episode Prompto, the future of Final Fantasy XV, as well as the next patch and booster pack that are going to be coming out of the game. Luckily there was quite a bit of information, so let's get to it. First of all, the trailer that you're seeing on the screen is a combination of things that have so far been announced for 2017. The first thing you saw was the carnival. The second thing involves limited time hunts in a patch that's going to be coming on February 21st, which we'll discuss here in a second. The last two things involve Episode Gladio, a little bit of the preview of the gameplay, and maybe even a little bit of story mixed in there, as well as one final teaser for Episode Prompto, which is going to be a far more character development driven DLC. So first of all, we're finally getting the PS4 Pro support patch. We were supposed to get it before the end of 2016, but it seems it got pushed back to this February 21st patch. Now, not only is the February 21st patch going to have the 1080p 60 FPS update that we've been waiting for so patiently, but it's going to start introducing time-limited quests and hunts that include some of the ones that you just saw on the screen right there. This is going to be a means of them giving us content on a frequent basis that is free and just new hunts for us to take over with new rewards and things like that. As you can see, one of them there, some of you will recognize if you played through the game. They're also going to be raising the level cap to 120. I'm not sure really the decision behind this, but from what I understand, it's to give players a little bit more AP that they can use to finish out those grids in case you haven't already. They're also finally going to be raising the picture limit from 150 to 200 by popular player demand, especially after the carnival filling up those slots way more quickly than they were before. And finally, they're going to be making the MP3 player usable while on Chocobos, another thing that's been heavily requested, something I personally have wanted since the game released as well. Now, while that's everything for February 21st, they do have some other time-limited quests and fishing quests that are going to be added over the course of the next several months. So, if you regularly update your game or you regularly pay attention to this channel, you won't miss a beat when it comes to any of those time-sensitive hunts, so hopefully you guys are looking forward to it. Now, on that same day, February 21st, the Booster Pack DLC that is in the Season Pass is also going to come out, and is going to include a, quote, boost sword, a new fishing rod, and some reel, likely to help with those time-sensitive fishing events that they were just talking about. Eventually, a free version will become available to everybody and include those Magitech exosuits for Noctis and his friends to run around in. You know, the ones that give you 30 minutes of invincibility that is totally not necessary. Now, for March 28th, we already know Episode Gladiolus is going to be released. If you didn't know, it's a story-based paid DLC that is going to be focusing on Gladio and Corleones, and is going to have gameplay similar to that of the main game. However, they have confirmed that the update to Chapter 13 will also arrive at the same time, which will include a little more content for the main story as well. They specifically use the words "a little more content." It is not going to be a massive, like, several hours of story cutscenes kind of thing, considering it's only been 4 months, and we know that they fully voice acted some new lines in all 4 different languages for this kind of stuff. But anyway, it's good to know that Chapter 13 is going to get its update the same day as Episode Gladiolus, and then on top of that, we know that Episode Prompto is going to be in June and is going to be more character development focused, so I guess don't expect as crazy action gameplay. After March 28th, Tabata wants to put out a survey to get people's feedback on the updates to Chapter 13 so they can see what they want to prioritize next in terms of story development and upgrades. Whatever actually ends up being on that survey, we don't know, but this could very well include things that they want to add more voice acting to, new cutscenes for, or even just gameplay elements that aren't in the game currently. Based on that survey and player demand in general, they also may or may not do another Active Time Report. They weren't sure if they were even going to do this one when asked several months ago, but they wanted to since people are very eager to learn more about the updates to Final Fantasy XV coming in 2017. However, even if there aren't more ATRs, obviously, that doesn't mean they're not going to release new things, and it doesn't mean that news isn't going to hit all your favorite news outlets. Hey, I'm looking at you. So don't worry about news actually getting out to people. The last two things, for one, Platinum Demo got extended till March 31st by popular demand, which is kind of surprising to me because I wasn't a huge fan of Platinum Demo, but you know, to each their own. And finally, remember the thing we mentioned the other day, how Tabata wanted to get the car running? Basically on all-terrain mode, so you weren't just stuck on the road. That's like a personal thing he wants to see. Well, apparently, they showed it on one of their PC dev kits, and it's currently in development. It's really not working all that great. It's got a ton of bugs, but they have somewhat begun to get it to work. A regalia that can travel off-road, so who knows, you may see that coming in the next few months as well. But anyway, that's everything out of the active time report for Final Fantasy 15 this February 2017. Honestly, it was quite exciting, and the trailer that's been on loop now for like 7 or 8 times in a row was also incredibly exciting. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to a year of 2017 for Final Fantasy 15, as well as all the other things Square Enix hopefully has planned for us that they haven't announced just yet. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share, and stay tuned for all the latest Final Fantasy 15 news, videos, guides, as well as all the other Final Fantasy stuff I do on my channel. Anyway, thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.